Hi guys, it's Megan from Vigilante Vibes, and I am here to tell you another character breakdown. And continuing Marvel Mutants, I want to talk about Sage. Sage first appeared in Marvel Comics as Tessa, a character in the Uncanny X-Men number 132 in April of 1980. She later became known as Sage in X-Men number 109 in February 2001. So Sage is kind of an odd, interesting character in that essentially for the first 20 years she existed as a character. She was basically a different character than what we had since 2000. This is because there was a huge retcon with her. Before, she was named Tessa, and she was Sebastian Shaw's top lieutenant in the Hellfire Club. And the retcon was that she was actually a double agent and now going by Sage, who was trained and put there by Charles Xavier all the way back in the 60s, 05 era of the X-Men. Sage is a mutant with a mind that works like a supercomputer, so she can store tons of information and process it insanely fast. Over the years, she's used her abilities as a spy for both the X-Men and Excalibur, and she's also helped the Exiles fix and protect different realities across the Omniverse. Through it all, she stayed committed to looking out for both mutants and humans. That is the very short version of her. Allow me to go into her backstory a little harder. Sage, originally known as Tessa, grew up in the Balkans and spent her teenage years in a war-torn Afghanistan. There, she learned to survive by scavenging gear from fallen soldiers and fighting off both military forces and bandits. During this rough time, she discovered her first mutant ability, a perfect photographic and kinetic memory. One day, she was drawn to a cave in the Hindu Kush Mountains where she stumbled upon a badly injured Charles Xavier, crushed under a huge stone after battling an alien named Lucifer. She saved his life and, on their way back to safety, helped defend a UN convoy under attack. Though shaken by the violence, she managed to protect the group, including Sebastian Shaw, another powerful mutant, before going back to her own life as a mercenary. At some point, she was captured and sold into a harem, but escaped. Eventually, Xavier reached out and recruited her, not to join the X-Men, but to work undercover as a secret agent for mutant kind. When he trained the X-Men as superheroes, he trained her to be a spy, sharpening her mental powers and teaching her how to hide her thoughts from even the strongest of telepaths. Sage's mutant abilities are wild. She basically has a computer for a brain. She can process insane amounts of information, run calculations instantly, multitask like crazy, and recall anything she's ever seen or done with total accuracy. She can analyze behavior, calculate probabilities, and even control her own body completely, making her a beast in hand-to-hand combat. She can master fighting styles or new skills in seconds just by studying them. So it sounds exhausting to be her. Her telepathy is low level but still powerful. She can read minds, send messages, create illusions, and resist psychic attacks. On top of that, she can detect mutant genes and manipulate DNA to boost powers or heal people, and even channel others' abilities to a degree. At one point, she merges with something called the Panopticon, a kind of massive crystal computer that sits outside of time and space. Through it, she becomes a living system capable of watching and managing realities across the Omniverse. She can appear as a hologram anywhere in the palace or project herself through a device called the Talus to communicate with teams like the Exiles. The place has everything: teleportation tech, medical bays, synthetic food and gear, and even entire rooms with living ecosystems, thanks to Sage giving the palace a kind of soul. She has also rocked other identities like Diana Fox, where she wore a high-tech uniform that gave her the super strength, flight, and psionic protection. That uniform could even reshape her body and possibly let her borrow some powers. Sage is always packing gear. She wears high-tech cyber shades, she built with Kitty Pryde that work like little mini computers. They let her and her teammates see holograms, communicate, detect energy signatures, analyze tech, and even access networks. She also created her own private system, SageNet, that could quietly tap into major surveillance feeds like from the US government, the Avengers, even the Fantastic Four. Besides all the tech and mutant powers, she's handy with weapons, carrying a knife, using non lethal handguns, and riding a custom motorcycle when needed. Sage has a long and complicated history, especially with a villain named Elias Bogan. He became one of her biggest enemies after losing a bet to her while she was undercover as Tessa in the Hellfire Club. Bogan eventually got his revenge by kidnapping her and branding her face with tattoos. Though she beat him, the experience forced her to shut down her telepathy to avoid being tracked. While working with the superhero team Excalibur, Sage went undercover again, this time infiltrating Albion's Shadow Corps under the alias Diana Fox. After an energy blast messed with her mind, Fox persona took over, turning her into a loyal agent named Britannia. She ended up killing some of Excalibur's allies before finally breaking free and stopping Albion. Later, when Merlin, that Merlin, but Marvel style, tried to overthrow his daughter Roma, Roma survived by transferring her mind and some of Merlin's darker traits to Sage. These new personalities started fighting for control over her body. Diana Fox even returned briefly, ultimately sacrificing herself so Sage could regain control. Because of her work as a spy, Sage didn't get a lot of bonding time with her fellow mutants, but she did grow close to Bishop while they were investigating a murder case in Alaska. She also helped her exile's teammate Nocturne recover from a stroke. Sage's very first mission was as a spy was infiltrating the Hellfire Club, where she got close to Sebastian Shaw and took on the name he gave her, Tessa. Even when Shaw trusted her, she was secretly reporting everything back to Professor X. This is where she actually met Elias Bogan for the first time. He was just a creepy old telepath who made a bet with Shaw over who would win Emma Frost in a power play. With Sage's advice, Shaw won, but Bogan held a grudge. She also warned Psylocke, who was Betsy Braddock at the time, not to get involved with the club, and tried but failed to stop the Phoenix Force from being corrupted by Mastermind and turned into the club's Black Queen. This failure haunted her, but she kept her cover. At one point, Donald Pierce, a rogue White King, kidnapped her, but Xavier and the New Mutants rescued her. That was when the first time she and Xavier saw each other in years. Things escalated when Rachel Summers attacked the vampire Selene, the club's new Black Queen, leading to a fight between the X-Men and the club. But they all had to join forces when a sentinel named Nimrod showed up. After that, Sage helped extend a truce between the two groups, which led to Magneto briefly joining the Hellfire Club. Later, when Sean's son, Shinobi, attacked and took over the Inner Circle, Sage stayed and helped him build a new one, until she saw where it was headed and called in the X-Men to stop him. She then returned to Shaw's side and helped him regain control, though she was quietly allowed X-Force to escape his brainwashing attempt. Eventually, Bogan returned, kidnapped Sage, tried to ransom her to Shaw. Shaw refused to pay, but Storm and the X-Men rescued her. That's when Sage cut all ties with Shaw and officially joined the X-Men. Sage and Storm went on to investigate Destiny's prophetic diaries, forming a breakaway team called the Extreme X-Men. During their first mission, Psylocke was killed and Beast was critically injured. Sage saved his life by activating his healing factor, revealing that she could manipulate mutant DNA. From then on, she left her identity as Tessa behind and fully embraced being Sage. Later, when Shaw found out that she had been spying on him all along, he teamed up with Lady Mastermind to trap Sage in endless illusions. She reached out to Heather Cameron, who's Lifeguard, and together they broke free. Sage also helped activate Lifeguard's brother's powers, and both siblings joined the team for a bit. Sage even helped Rogue control all the power she absorbed over the years. And when they realized Rogue had Destiny's memories, they stopped searching for the diaries. Sage also suggested the team stay separate from the main X-Men, anticipating rising tensions with humans. Sage continued to work closely with Bishop, posing as federal agents and solving mutant-related crimes. In one case, they discovered Bogan had manipulated a young mutant, Jeffrey Garrett, into teleporting people to their deaths. Bogan had possessed the boy and taken control of the Danger Room, but Storm saved the day again. Sage later helped investigate the attempted murder of Emma Frost, only to be attacked by Sorn, who erased her memories entirely. She also uncovered Bogan's psychic slave in the catacombs under the old Hellfire Club, who turned out to be Rachel Summers. After the X-Mansion was destroyed, Sage and her team returned to help rebuild. They joined Storm's new Extreme Sanctions Executive, the XSE, a kind of mutant police force. But then Sage was taken over by a version of the Fury, a killer AI, and had to be freed by her teammates. When Shaw tried to restart the Inner Circle, Sage joined him again, but purposely let Donald Pierce's attack go unreported, leading to Shaw getting seriously injured. She then left to work with Sunspot, the new Black King. After the events of M-Day left most mutants powerless, Sage joined the new Excalibur team in the UK. She went undercover again as Diana Fox, but her mind got scrambled and Fox took control. As Britannia, she killed several allies before Sage regained control. Later, Sage was seen in human form again, working for an alternate version of Sword as an ambassador. She helped defeat the exterminators and chose to stay in that reality with her X-Men. She also fought alongside Jean Grey, the Stepford Cuckoos, Psylocke, and others against X-Man, Nate Grey, who had taken over Legion's body, but the entire group was seemingly wiped out. Most recently, she was a part of the new X-Force led by Forge, but that run was discontinued at issue number 10, which is a shame because I felt it did a great job highlighting the characters like Sage or like Captain Britain, really. As usual, I have comics for you to check out to get to know Sage even more. You can check out Extreme X-Men number 13. That's when Sage augments Rogue's abilities and creates false identities in the invading aliens computer surveillance system. It's fun. It's a good one. Extreme X-Men number 44, Sage's backstory. Uncanny X-Men number 446, Sage is possessed by the Fury. X-Factor number 1 through 10. And also check out Benjamin Percy's X-Force. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. I hope you will like and subscribe, and I hope you have a marvelous day.